of health. So one of my close friends this weekend just went into labor.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. She is Middle Eastern, and basically, she was treated differently and disrespected, depending on her culture, because she's Middle Eastern, and her family just felt very uncomfortable. And that's why cultural knowledge, cultural awareness, and cultural competency is very important throughout healthcare professionals.
That's right.
I believe
That's
it.
right.
You gotta be treating everybody fairly because it's not.
Like there's so many different races out there. We have black people, Spanish, Mexican, Jewish,
And everyone does.
professionals need to know, to treat everybody according to their beliefs and stuff.
So what happened? Did they end up giving her a female doctor or a nurse?
Her husband actually put his foot down and told the doctor, I don't appreciate this. This is not a part of my culture, and you guys need to do better. My wife and I told you guys before that we don't agree with male doctors, and you guys brought a male doctor in. So they got it situated, but however, they shouldn't have to go through that, especially when delivering a newborn.
And the patient's always first.
Right.
So,
You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. The greatest love felt is the one we have for self. Knowing is beautiful. Know your HIV status. Get tested.
Okay, well, how do you guys feel about contraceptives? Like, what do you guys use as your method? You guys use condoms,
I use birth control.
Preferably,
Even though
I
I
would
acting
use
up, I can't
condoms
remember to
because
take
I
it
don't
all
like
the
birth
time,
control
but I
with
do
the
like
whole
that.
little-
You guys use the little UV thing that they insert
No.
inside
I
of
didn't
you?
get stuck up in there.
Right.
Oh no.
Well, with the Hobby Lobby case, they're basically, the company didn't want to, help the women get the proper insurance for, like primary care, like gynecological visits and birth control and stuff like that. They didn't believe it. They didn't think that, they felt like it was of people getting abortions. They didn't feel like women should be having contraceptive care. So I wanted to know what you guys feel about that.
I noticed that I just got some birth control recently, and they gave it to me for free. I didn't have no co-payment or anything, so I think it's beneficial because everybody's doing it.
And I believe that every woman should have their own choices as far as what type of ways they want to go about, birth control and contraceptions and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Well, if y'all ladies are like me and stay celibate,
You a liar.
you know. Why you
Anyways.
lying?
So I know y'all heard about that Flint, Michigan water crisis over there.
What was that?
Yeah, they got lead poisoning by the water, whatever. The water changed colors. It was like a yucky, like brown, oranges color.
No, that's
That stuff was
unacceptable.
real
They was
nasty.
bathing with that and drinking.
Drinking that?
See, then I would
Yes.
have to sue.
Right.
So what happened to the kids?
They just got real, like, their skin had like real big rashes and stuff on it.
So mental health problems.
Yeah, basically, and they were still like trying to make the residents and people living in the houses still pay for it, but I feel like they should
wouldn't
still have to
have
pay
done
for it because it's like,
Mm.
this wasn't an issue that was under my control, that was under the city and the government's control, so they the ones need to take into consideration of allowing the residents to not pay until the issue is further resolved and stuff like that.
So what minority group was it?
It was like the real, like poor people, like the underclass people.
You know, that's so funny that you said. That's so funny that you said that because I was just thinking, do you think it's fair that people get treated differently due to their economic status?
I do sometimes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I was reading right here in Gadsden County that they have a problem
A problem with.
dang.
You're so goofy, girl. A problem with
Girl, what? You
You always laughing.
Okay, so in Gadsden County, supposedly they have a problem with not getting the right health care due to, their poor statuses and whatnot. But they're mad right now saying that they're not getting any funding for it. They're not helping with them. They're not helping them with it. So, check out this video that I have right here.
Let's talk about the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and what it means for you. Say you've got private health insurance already. Maybe you have it through your job or your parents. Obamacare means you get a host of new benefits and protections. For example, insurance companies are now required to cover women's wellness visits, mammograms, birth control for women, immunizations for kids, all without charging you a penny more. That means no extra copays or fees. Young adults can now stay on their parents' plan until they turn 26. Insurance companies can't limit the amount of care they'll cover over your lifetime. Also, if your insurance company spends more than 20% of your premium dollars on overhead, stuff like CEO salaries, marketing, administrative costs, they have to send you a refund for the difference. In January, that list of benefits gets even longer. It will be illegal to charge you higher premiums or refuse coverage because you get sick or have been in the past. Charging women more than men for the exact same coverage, also illegal. No more deciphering page after page of jargony paperwork from your insurance company to determine what they will or won't cover. Instead, you'll get a short, plain language summary of your benefits and coverage. Easy, right? You can learn more at healthcare.gov. Okay, what about the folks without health insurance or people who buy coverage on their own? Here's what Obamacare has for you. A new, simple way to buy affordable, high-quality health insurance. Starting October 1st, you can go to healthcare.gov and use the new health insurance marketplace to see all of the health plans available in your area and sign up for the one that fits your needs and your budget. You can also find out if you're eligible to pay less for private health insurance or whether you qualify for other free or low-cost programs. All the plans in the marketplace are required to cover a core set of essential health benefits: doctor's visits, emergency care, prescriptions and lab tests, rehab for illness or injury, mental health services. They all come standard.
That video was everything, wasn't it, y'all?
They're very passionate, and it's just, I think it's very important that everybody gets treated fairly, no matter what their race, their gender is. You know, everybody deserves to be treated fairly.
And the crazy part about it, majority of the population who are mistreated is ethnic minorities.
Yeah.
And people who have disabilities. That's the sad part.
Yes,
So,
elderly people.
I agree. Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody should.
Everybody.
Love everybody.
You give your statistics on health and how our county is the lowest on the totem pole. But I ask you to consider health disparities and how they result from poverty and inadequate access to health care. There are educational inequalities. Ask the question, who's fighting for us? Who's fighting for our county? Who's fighting for our schools? So before you label our county, I ask that you would help us labor. Help us labor for this county. Labor for better health care. Labor for better education and better jobs.
All right, y'all. So previously we had to sit down with one of our friends. He has an eating disorder, and it's an anorexia. So a lot of you guys are probably familiar with that. So today we're going to invite him back on our show, and we're going to see how his progress has been, where he is physically and mentally. So you guys help me welcome Terrell Harris.
So nice to see you.
We miss you, Terrell. Looking good.
Thank you.
So you're eating.
Yes.
So Terrell, tell me, how you been?
I've been well. I've been good.
You been
you know.
good? How are you physically, mentally?
I've been better. After you guys sat me down, you talked to me a little bit. I went to Canopy Cove. I got some help. It was great. I'm living better. I feel better.
How have you changed your eating habits?
I'm eating.
You're eating.
Like, what
That's number
exactly?
one.
What exactly are they feeding you over there?
The regular diet. Making sure I'm getting.
Y'all get
Um,
chicken,
Yeah, we get
fried
chicken.
chicken?
Fried chicken.
No.
Greasy
Yeah.
fried
So wait,
chicken.
You
That's
put
what you
hot sauce
need.
on it.
did you finally start to engage with telling your peers about what's going on in your friends?
Yes, they helped me. They helped me cope. Now I'm actually able to talk to people. I talked to my mom about it the other day, and she kind of fussed at me a little bit, but everything's better. Everything's good.
Understanding.
She was very
Are
understanding.
you still having those negative thoughts telling you not to eat?
No, because honestly, food's good.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to tell you.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Anorexia is definitely a mental,
Mhm.
it's mentally, physically draining. And I'm really happy to see that you're doing way better.
Yes.
Aren't we all?
Yes.
Yeah, I love you.
Yes. Hey, boy.
For the next person that you may run into who have an eating disorder or who are anorexia, and they are having trouble with talking to their peers. How can you elaborate with them about it? Right. So, Terrell, that's really great to hear that you have improved, but I just wanted to know for the next person who may be anorexia or who may have an eating disorder, and they're too afraid to come out to their peers and talk about their situations and coping. What type of advice can you give to that person?
I tell them just to not be afraid. You know, try to get as much help as you can. First, you have to realize it with yourself, and that's what took me the longest. I didn't realize with myself that I had the disorder. So, you know, the faster they can, you know, tell themselves like I have a problem, the faster you get help, and the faster you get, you know, to recovery.
That was such an amazing story.
That's good.
We are so proud of you. We're so
Very
happy you
proud of
came
you.
back to our show, telling your
Glad you
story.
He was good, don't you do, honest?
Can
All right.
everybody give Terrell
A round of
a
applause. My dog getting thick.
All right, so if you or if anyone you know is going through this disorder or any other one, bulimic, anorexia, just make sure you try to get them the proper care, the proper help, because our health is very important. You want to look like Sorrel over here.
Well, I want to ask our cameraman, because we're all ladies. So how do you feel about contraceptives? Because I know you have 3 baby mamas and you're having a 4th child on the way. You don't really use condoms.
So, you know, no comment. You know, I'm just here to record, ladies. Just here to record.
Well, how do y'all feel about today's show? We had a good show.
amazing.
Thank you so much, Sherelle, again.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into The Real. That wraps up today. We will see you guys tomorrow.
This is